Hi, welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to show you how you can take the data when someone submits a form on GoHighLevel and actually use that data in Google Tag Manager for some of your tracking scripts. Okay, let's jump right into it. So in the description, I'll put a link to all of the code and the different bits you're going to need to actually just follow along with this directly. Now, there are a few prerequisites you're going to need to have set up before this tutorial will work. So you need to have Google Tag Manager set up. You need to have all of your tags. So for example, if you're going to use like a meta tag and you want to push back the data from a GoHighLevel form into the meta conversions API, you're going to need to have that already installed. So I've got tutorials on my channel that show you exactly how to set that stuff up. I'm not going to show you in this video. I'm going to assume you've already got those tags set up and you just want to actually take the data from a form. You're also going to need to have a GoHighLevel form set up. So I've just got a funnel here and you can see I've just got a simple landing page. When you click this button, there's a form that goes up and we want to capture the information from that form. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first step is going to be to create a Google Tag Manager variable for the form data. So one thing we can do is that if I just go over here to this page and if I just click inspect, so just right hand click and click inspect, and if I go over to application and I click on the local storage and then just my URL here, you can see there's a variable called _UD. Now, this is a variable, I haven't done anything to set this up. This is a variable that is created by GoHighLevel. And what this variable does is essentially it stores all of the form data. So if I just clear all of the data, there's nothing here. If I reload the page, again, you'll see there's nothing. But if I fill out this form, so if I click send me a free copy, and I fill this out, you can see here this _UD gets created. So we're going to actually use this information here, this parameter, and we're going to take the core bits of information from it, and we're going to use that as a variable inside of Tag Manager. So to actually access this, we need to do a few things. Firstly, what you need to do is you need to copy this code. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go over to Google Tag Manager. You're going to go over to variables. You're going to scroll down to user defined variables and click new. You can give it a name. So I'm just going to call this one first name. I'm just going to put _UD. You can call it whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. Click there where it says create a new variable. You're going to scroll down to custom JavaScript, this one here. And it's going to paste that JavaScript in, okay? Now, what this is going to do is, first of all, it's going to get the information from the local storage for that _UD. So it's going to collect everything. Now, one thing you can see if I go back here, this includes a lot of information. So it's not just like one parameter here. This is like all of the information that gets submitted in the form. So we need to actually extract just the information we want for each of the variables. So what we need to do here is define which ones we're going to actually use. And we do that using this bit here, okay? So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to pull all that information into Tag Manager. And you can see it creates a variable. So what it does is it creates user data and it populates it with all the information in that local storage _UD. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take just the bit we want. So it's going to return the user.data dot, and then it's going to take, in this case, the email. So we don't want that one. We want first name. So I'm going to go down here and you can pick whichever one you want. So you just got to see what it's called. So this one's first _name. So I'm just going to copy that. I'm just going to go back to Tag Manager. I'm just going to paste it there. Okay. So we want to grab that first name. Then I'm going to click save. I'm going to click submit. I'm going to click publish and skip. So now we've got our variable set up for the first name, and I'm just going to show you that. So if I just preview this in Tag Manager, and if I just submit that form, and if I go back to Tag Manager, and then if I click on to Tag Assistant, I just click on the first kind of one up there and go to variables, you can see here that there's a variable created. And this variable is first name _UD, and that custom JavaScript variable there has produced a string Jack. Okay, so that's my first name, that's the name I entered. So we've successfully got this variable inside the system. Now, just to note, if I click on the kind of top bit here, you can see it doesn't show me that information. I actually have to click on one of the bits of information underneath that, and then it shows me all of the variables. Okay, just to note that. Same with summary, it doesn't show there. So if you don't see it at the top, don't worry, click on one of these and you'll see it. It should be there from the beginning as well, all the way, right, from any of these, because it's loaded from that first page. So you fill out the first page, clicked it, it came through to here. And now we've got that variable, okay? Now, I'm just gonna show you how to do the same thing, let's say for another one. So if I go to variables quickly, and I'll show you how to use them afterwards. Let's say we want to grab another variable. All we're gonna do is the exact same thing. So we go down to user defined variables, we're gonna click new, we're gonna give it a name. So let's call this one email _UD. Again, you can call it whatever you want. It's gonna be a custom JavaScript. Paste that code in. And again, all we need to do is just change this. So this is already set to email, so that's great. Just remember, any of these ones here, you can just take by grabbing the little name there in purple. So if I wanted it to be, for example, country or company name, I would just put company name inside this bit here. So return user data dot, and then whichever part of that user data local storage item that I want. So for this one, it's going to be email, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Click save, publish. And now I'm just going to preview that again. I'm just going to fill out the details. And if I go back here and I have a look at this, you can see there is the string Jack, and then there's also the variable for email. So you can see how this works. And again, you can define whichever ones you want. So now how do you actually use these? Well, if you go back to your workspace and go back to tags, you can actually look at the tag you want to enter this into. So for me, Facebook lead would be the most logical. And let's say I want to add some information. So I'm using the Admirai tag. And if I go through to customer information parameters, you can see here, I can choose a variable. So if I click that little plus icon there inside the Lego brick, I can choose a variable, and the one I want to choose is just going to be email _UD, which is the one we set up before. First name would be first name _UD. So that's going to populate that with those specific variables. And again, if I submit that, I can show the information getting pushed through. So if I just go back to tag assistant, and I just do this one more time and enter in my details again. Okay, so now if I go back to tag assistant, we can have a look at the tags that are fired, all right? And we can see here that the Facebook lead event has fired. So if I click that, I can have a little look at the information. And you can see here, if I click that show more button under the properties, you can see here it's pushed first name Jack, and it's pushed the email address there. Now, if you see it like this and it looks a bit strange, just change in the top here this from names to values, and it's going to show you the exact value that will push through. So that's working exactly as we would want. So yeah, pretty cool there. And that's how you do that. So that is how you add in the information as a variable when someone submits a form on GoHighLevel. Hopefully you found this tutorial useful. Like I say, all the code will be linked in the description where you can access that. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what other tutorials you benefit from, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.